What's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking on this one. We're going to talk about the Twins and a lot of fun Saints highlights. And I guess my main reaction to this Twins game is thank goodness that this was the third game and not the first game. This would have been a really rough way to open the season. As it stands, the Twins take 2 of 3 at Kansas City, so they win the series. An ugly, ugly loss on Sunday, though. Easter Sunday getting absolutely trounced, as you're seeing here. Kansas City hit 5 home runs. 5 home runs against the Twins today in a gigantic blowout. Give them credit, though. These are the locations on those 5 home runs. Really, only one of them is kind of middle. Few of these are good pitches. Most of them, really. So, tip of the cap to Kansas City there. Bailey Ober got destroyed. Daniel Duarte and Jay Jackson made their Twins debuts and pitched well out of the bullpen, so that was noteworthy on the pitching side. But again, ugly. Bailey Ober. Going to take him a lot of work to get pointed in the right direction. I might be more concerned, though, at how poor the offense was. Just 4 hits in this one. And I think 12 strikeouts it was. Ugly. It's one thing to get blown out, one thing to be ugly on both sides. Moving over to the Saints game, which I was at with my wife and kids today and 12 other people. It was a sparse crowd. They caught a break here, the Saints did, in the first inning. 2 outs here. It looks like an RBI double, but there. Boom. You see it? That ball got stuck in the fence. Usually the outfielders have to raise their arms for this to get called, but actually the umpire called that pretty much instantly as it got stuck there, even though Kersey pulls it out. So instead of that run scoring, that guy's got to go back to third base. It's ruled a ground rule double. Again, 2 outs in the first inning. And Brent Hedrick gets a ground ball to Yoyner Severino. The strikeouts would come next. So they get out of the inning without giving up a run, and Hedrick just proceeds to mow down Columbus. This is Cleveland's AAA affiliate. 5 consecutive strikeouts after that. Hedrick, he wasn't really lighting up the radar gun or anything, but he was mixing his pitches really well, hitting his spots, doing the crafty lefty thing, kind of. I think he's throwing 4 or 5 pitches right now, is Brent Hedrick. He didn't rack up too many innings, but I think he got to 76 pitches today, 76 or 77. So he's kind of getting stretched out. That's good to see. The Saints down 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Deshaun Kersey Jr. gets a 2-out RBI here to get the Saints on the board. That was the score heading into the bottom of the 9th inning, 2-1. So a big stretch. I had to take off by then. It was in between Easter adventures, so I missed this. But Anthony Prato appears to strike out to open the bottom of the 9th, but the Saints have all their challenges. He challenges this pitch, this called the third strike, and you know what? It is barely out of the zone. Just barely. So Prato gets new life. He evens the count on the next pitch, and then he rips a single through the left side of the infield to lead off the bottom of the 9th inning with a single, getting on base, giving the Saints some life. A wild pitch allows him to advance to second base, which was a pretty big game changer, and productive outs. Kersey Jr. gets a ball behind Prato. He gets to advance to third. 1 out, runner on third. What do you got to do? Get the ball in the air. Alex Isola does a great job getting the ball in the air, and Prato scores the game-tying run. So a single, a wild pitch, a ground ball that advances a guy to third, and then a sacrifice fly ties it up. We go into the top of the 10th inning, where unfortunately Columbus takes the lead, but it happens again. It happens again, and they were going to score another run, but there is another ground rule double. I don't know what the deal with the padding is out there, or if there's less dirt on the warning track right now, but I don't remember this being a thing too often at CHS Field. And Michael Hellman with a nice aggressive play, not usually a shortstop, charges on the ball. The throw's not really on target, but Pat Winkle behind the plate does a good job of gathering that in and getting the tag down. So they get that out that would have scored. They get him out at home on the ground rule double. That guy would have scored, but instead out at home. And Matt Bowman with a pretty dirty-looking splitter there to get a strikeout. Only 1 run scores in the top of the 10th. So Saints come back to tie it in the bottom of the 9th. Saints come back to tie it in the bottom of the 10th. Jose Miranda with an opposite field sacrifice fly scores a runner from third. They did advance the guy to second as well, but they couldn't add on another run. So we go into the 11th inning. And the leadoff man drives in the go-ahead run for Columbus in the 11th inning. So once again, the Saints are going to have to come back in the bottom of the 11th, but luckily they only allow the one run. Here's that man again, Anthony Prato. Looks to be a fairly harmless grounder to short, but he beats out that throw. So 2 men on, nobody out. Another break for the Saints. A wild pitch advances both runners. They would eventually intentionally walk Alex Isola to get to Yoyner Fajardo. Made his AAA debut yesterday and hit a 3-run home run. His second game in AAA, and he gets a walk-off 2-run single through the infield. Saints win it. Saints come back in the 9th. Saints come back in the 10th. Saints come back in the 11th. There's that man, Anthony Prato, scoring the game-tying run. But again, Yoyner Fajardo, the guy that delivers the big hit, good contact-oriented guy, a guy you like to have up in that situation. He's got good speed as well. So Saints win. Saints 2-0 to start the year, and he knew it. Fist pumping, out of the box. Again, just rips it right through that drawn in infield. Nothing too complicated there. They kept it easy to execute. The Saints did today. Anthony Prato with 2 hits and 2 walks in this one. Scored 2 of the Saints runs. We end up talking about that guy so much. He does a lot of things well. The pitching staff was great, though. Got to give them a call out. Brent Hedrick had 8 strikeouts and 0 walks. As a staff, I think they had 15 strikeouts and 2 walks. So great job by the pitching staff. Thanks for checking this one out. Monday, the Twins and Saints are off. Of course, the other affiliates aren't starting until Friday, so no system recap tomorrow, but there will be a Member Monday video for all my members over on Ko-fi. Go check that out. Thanks for watching this one.